I, having been elected as of the Education Students Association, hereby pledge that I shall uphold and defend the Constitution of the Education Students Association of the University of the Gambia 2024-2025. I shall seek to defend and respect the democratic rights and liberties of all members of the association. I shall execute my duties with due diligence and competence, without fear or favor, hate or hindrance, and without personal biases. I shall serve all members equally, irrespective of race, creed, color, gender, or ethnicity. I shall not compromise the rights and privileges of any member. I hereby do swear that, with full knowledge of my responsibilities, and bind myself to the same, so help me God. Thank you.
Kurang bisan wajang gama kurang bisan ya matrenelo iyan dem marong iyan den jay kai wai iyan dem marong suma iyan dem marong kai wai kurang bisan wajang gama merna la big wajal sumanje ke na se yo ya maton iyan kilime na fonye bang fan tv iyan kilime na fonye bang fan tv iyan kilime na fonye bang gasiti kadomo wallahi iyan kilime na fonye bang.
Welcome to another EDUSA Outnet ceremony. This is 2.0. It was initiated last year by the previous council, and this year also the current council is also conducting it. So this is the second edition of the EDUSA handing over ceremony and swearing in ceremony for the new council. Before I go forward, I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate the council-elect, that is the 15th Executive Council, Alasan Jai-led council. Congratulations once again for winning the hearts and the confidence of the education students. As a common saying, if you want to make an informed decision, you must always consult history. If you consult history, you realize that EDUSA then and EDUSA now are quite different. How EDUSA was and how EDUSA is now, it is a quite different thing. So history is telling us that informed decision. I will be the MC. Officially, I am Ismail Ajasi, the Information and Communication Minister of the 14th Executive Council, or should I say the expired minister, because from today, my time in office is going to be completely ended. I will hand over to the next council. So the next one is going to be the opening statement by the SG, the Secretary General of the 14th Executive Council, and also a statement, the SG Bireso, and also a statement by the Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Hussein Nusar, a poetry performance by Nene Joanna Kande, and our first guest speaker by the PS of MOPSI, who is unfortunate to be here, but he will be represented by the Education Director of Region 2, who is here present with us. Region 4, okay, right. And also the second guest is also going to be Bagadet, the Communication Officer of GTU. He will also give a speech on behalf of the GTU. Another poetry interlude by Mohammed Sidibe, an education student. A farewell speech by the outgoing President of the 14th Executive Council, His Excellency Musaba. And also assumption speech by the incoming president, that is Alassane Jai, the president of the 15th Executive Council elect, an oath of office, which will be conducted by the Electoral Commission. That is the main purpose why we are even conducting this gathering. The incoming council, the elected council will all have to stand here and they will take an oath to ensure that they are going to serve EDUSA with honesty and nothing else. And the final one on the agenda is the awards of various awards. We have various certificates here. We have the council's award, the committee awards, nationwide to Dean's Awards of Excellence, the other organs of EDUSA, the Legislative Council Advisory Board, and the Electoral Commission, and different categories of the award. That is going to be the last stage of the ceremony. So I'll now use this opportunity to invite Honorable Bireso, the Secretary General of the 14th Executive Council, to give the opening statement.
The Director of Region 4, Mr. Jallo, you are greeted. Our Dean, the able Dean, Dr. Sar, you are also greeted. We are pleased to have you here. We also greet the media house, which is here for us, Fine TV, which has always been with us since our inception in the office. You are greeted. We also greet members of the 22nd Executive Council of the University of the Gambia Student Union. If they are present, they were invited. If they are present, they are also greeted. Greeting also goes to the members of the other sub-associations, our sister sub-associations. They were invited. If they are also here, they are greeted. We also send a warm greetings to the other organs of the associations. The EC, the chairman is here with his members, the Legislative Council, and also the defunct advisory board. What I mean by defunct mean the former advisory board is no more functioning. We also greet the entire studentship of the School of Education, who are the most important people here. We greet you all in the most pleasant manner. It is with great pride and joy that we gather here today to celebrate excellence, dedication, and remarkable achievements. This occasion is not only about handing over awards, but also about honoring the journey, the perseverance, and the passion that led to today's recognition, as well as transfer of power from the 14th Executive Council to the 15th Executive Council elect. Certainly, I, as the outgoing Secretary General of the 14th Executive Council of EDUSA, have the paramount pleasure and honor to give an opening remarks of joy and opening remarks to these auspicious occasions. It is indeed a mixture of feelings of both joy and sadness, whose magnitude I cannot express. Today we are here to sustain a precedent which was set by the 13th Executive Council last year, when they, for the first time, organized an award ceremony to celebrate the EDUSANs and those also who contributed to the achievement of EDUSA. This is a precedent of gratitude and acknowledgement of the services of people and a precedent of keeping the good image of the associations. Procedurally, this event is in two folds. We will have the handing over ceremony, which will be accompanied by swearing in and also the issuing of awards to the serving EDUSANs. Knowingly, as today marks the end of the services of the 14th Executive Council in office, EDUSA will witness another new leadership that is assuming office today in the name of the 15th Executive Council under the tutelage of Alassane Jai and his ministers. Handsomely, as an outgoing council which serves EDUSA for 1 year, we are today very proud to hand over the association better than we picked it last year, both financially and materially. When we were coming last year, we found 330,000 on the accounts, and today we are leaving there 400,000. So, and materially also, we have augmented the number of assets that we found that we are owned by association. And thus we are proud today to hand over, in the instance that we are handing over the council better than we found it last year. We are very much proud of that. And that is witnessed by all EDUSANs. On the other side of the coin, there will be an hour ceremony, as we have said it, where we will gratify, appreciate, and acknowledge the efforts of all the stakeholders that in one way or the other contributed in the accomplishment that the 14th Executive Council has registered. As we do so, we have to remember that awards are not about the recognition of what you have done, but a celebration of who you have become in the process. Fellow Edisons, we have noticed and recorded your unconditional participations and involvement in our activities, and today you shall be rewarded for it. Justly, we have also the honor to acknowledge the unprecedented support of our institutional partners and the media partners. We all have seen that our council's activities have been featured on the media such as TV, talk shows, and like GRTS and Fine TV, and we also used to have talk show on Triangle events. This was possible due to our partners with the media institutions. Similarly, we have also received huge support from our parent institutional partners who supported the council in the execution and realization of its events. These successes were proudly celebrated and narrated, and today we will restate it. We have received support from MOPSI, who has sponsored our nationwide tour by giving us $200,000. We also recognize the support of the Office of the Vice President, GTU, JINCO, and IFANET. We cannot mention all of them. Today, we shall show our immeasurable appreciation to them all. Notwithstanding, we want to remind our partners that what is happening here today is just a change of leadership, but EDUSA remains. Leadership goes and comes and goes, but the association remains. So we will prevail upon you to continue supporting the new leadership as you were supporting us before. And to the 15th Executive Council elect under the leadership of Alassane Ba, you are about to take the baton of leadership. You are prevail upon to represent the interests of EDUSA. Always be firm and rightful in your decisions. Politics is now over. You were elected by the EDUSANs. You were not elected by any individual camp or any individual persons. You were elected collectively by the EDUSANs. So represent them very well. As of today, you don't belong to any camp. You belong to and you represent EDUSA. And this has to be manifested. And this has to be manifested in your dealings and your administrative operations. You must argue among yourselves. In our council, we argue. Of course, we insult each other. The only thing we did not do was fighting. But we have done all those things. But that's not stop you, that's not deviate you from the right course towards achieving what EDUSA deserves. After all the arguments, after all the fighting, after all the insults and fighting, you are all going towards one direction, which is for the betterment of EDUSA. So remember that. And I will remind you the words of Simon Sinai. The leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those under your charge. EDUSANs are the one under your charge, so you have to take care of them. Failure to do that, which means you have failed in your responsibilities. If you do not take EDUSA far better than where you found it as a council, this means you have failed. We can call ourselves today successful because we have taken EDUSA better than where we find it. So conclusively, we therefore appreciate everyone who is here present, and we acknowledge everyone who has supported the council during its time in office. Finally, with the highest degree of humility, I have the absolute pleasure to welcome everyone here present and therefore declare this occasion officially open. Thank you very much for your attention and for your presence. Based on the outgoing Secretary General.
Now coming to invite the Dean of the School of Education, I could remember vividly last year when Professor Ajufo was here. When she was about to leave for her country, Nigeria, people were saying, are you going to be able to have another dean who can take place of what she was doing for EDUSA? And thank God today we can proudly say that Dr. Urusenusar is doing better. In our retreat, he went there with his entire family. This man is a guy, he's not only a dean, he's not only a lecturer, not only a father, but he has been a great supportive partner to EDUSA. Even you call him that time, he's going to respond to your call. At council level, students know how responsive he is. So we would like to use this opportunity to invite you, Dr. Hussein Sir, to come and give a speech. Thank you so much for being there for EDUSA. Thank you.
Members of the high table, specifically, I must recognize those present, representative of the PS MOPSI, representative of GTU in the capacity as the communication officer of GTU, president of EDUSA, vice president, secretary general, and of course, all the executive recognized and the elected officials, starting from President-elect Alassane Jai and team, and our dear students, of course, our parents, ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocols respectfully observed. Of course, our partner in development here, Fine TV, and all other media houses here present. Good evening to all of you. This is a moment for us to rejoice as a school. Of course, there was an election, but to me, the winners, we are all winners. This is about the School of Education. This is about EDUSA. This is about EDUSANS. On that note, I wish to congratulate the incoming team and of course, congratulate the outgoing team for their remarkable work and record in office. I think what we see happening here is a building block. The predecessors lay a foundation. They also did their part. And of course, I think there will be continuity in that direction. And of course, to the students, leadership, yes, exists. But the genesis, those who give them the mandate, is you. So therefore, you deserve congratulatory note. On that note, I wish to congratulate all of you. Now, I definitely specifically want to talk about the record of the outgoing executive of EDUSA. They have remarkably contributed to the School of Education. Let's look at what those records are. Yes, they advocate for issues that matters to students at every level in the university. They do that effectively. This has resulted in situations where it's necessary for us to reconsider scripts is being done, thanks to EDUSA. When classes are full and we need to increase, they are in the forefront. When it comes to capacity building, training programs, they are on it. I have signed many certificates that shows that kind of record. Look at the environment. All these mentioned, we must say. Now, Secretary General just run through the numbers. The bank balance, when I did the maths, from 330,000 to 400,000. We have most maths majors here. That is 21% increase in bank balance. Let's clap for them. Definitely, that is a record that nobody can erase. And let's clap for them again. Now, to the incoming team, I have a message for you. You campaign based on an agenda. Please stick to the agenda. Elections, and I think let this word go around. It is contractual. What you promise is a written agreement, is binding between the electors and those elected in office. So let that be the rule book going forward. Also, this is an opportunity to explore uncharted territory. You see, going back to what I said before, it's about building block, expanding the horizon. And I have every confidence in the new team, they will do that. There are lots of opportunities that they can explore and continue to champion the way forward. That would be beneficial to the entire School of Education community. In conclusion, I will end with these words or promises. The School of Education and its leadership will continue to support and provide you the platform, avail ourselves to all your concerns and needs. That will be a topmost priority for us as a school. On that note, I wish the incoming team a very successful term. And of course, to the outgoing team, I must wish them well in their future endeavors. I think they will continue to be ambassadors of our school. They will continue to portray our school wherever they are in the world or in the Gambia in that image. And let's build alliance. They are gone, but nobody can erase that. They are EDUSANs and they will continue to be that. On that note, I thank you all for your kind attention.
Coming to call one of our, or if not the most supportive partner, that is MOPSI, as Bire alluded earlier on. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education definitely has been a very big supportive partner to us since inception. One could say entirely the past nationwide, they almost sponsored everything. Using this opportunity, I will invite the Director of Region 4. He is coming to give a speech on behalf of MOPSI. So, Mr. Director, you can.
The Dean of School of Education, Brother Saab, my brother from DTU, Mr. Dem, all the members on the high table, the media present here, good evening to you all. Indeed, I am equally delighted and proud to represent my permanent secretary, Louis Moses Mende. However, I would hasten to say that I may not be able to fill his shoes. Louis Moses is a great man, a man of wealth of experience and knowledge. And when great people also spoke before you, if you are not a good speaker, you may find it very difficult to find your way, particularly a professor or a doctor. When I came in right into the complex, being a man a bit sensitive to time, I was really disturbed. But having just entered the hall, I am proud of you and I'm very happy. Because of your organization, I understand there is a change of baton here today. That's what we are about to witness. Mr. Chairman, allow me to congratulate both teams, the outgoing council and the incoming one. Well, as we have been just told, it's a contract and you were elected based on a platform, based on what you have promised. But I wouldn't dwell on that much. I would want to quote William Blake, a poem called Jerusalem. And that's my advice to you all as general body, particularly the incoming council. You must create a system, and I quote, otherwise you'll be enslaved by another man's system. Meaning you have to make path in the thick forest where there are no paths. What does that mean? You have to venture into other paths and do what others have not done, or you do it differently. That is what is called leadership, and that is what is innovation. I understand the topic my permanent secretary was giving is the role of student council or leadership in national development. I'm sure all of you would agree that the student council or the student union all over the world serve as factories, making leaders. And you would all agree that where university leaders has transcended to national leadership, those countries have fared far better than where universities don't exist or are newly coming up, like the Gambia. If you look at Republic of Senegal, I'm not belittling anybody. I mean, all the leadership came from the university leadership of students, and they all have done extremely well. I mean, when it comes to infrastructure, if you look at Metarwal, he was a student leader. He transcended to Macky Sall, and Macky also did extremely well. I'm just citing example not far from home. The other responsibility student unions do, they serve as educators or disseminators of information. You help to inform the populace. And when the population is informed, they become easier to govern, but difficult to drag. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say. When a society is informed, you can convince them on a platform that is for the betterment of everybody. But when you want to go derail, they will bring you on the right path. And that's the type of society we need in this country, and that's what we need everywhere else in Africa. Students' government also serve as nurturers of democracy. And I believe we all admire the West for their development because of democracy. Where there is democracy, ideas can thrive and grow and become tools for development. And it's the Students' Council that can do that. So Students' Council definitely nurture democracy. And democracy is also peace. Where there is peace, tolerance, and people can express their view, there is bound to be development. Because everybody would exhibit his or her talents or knowledge. The other way Students' Council help in national development, students' government serve as mediators between the student general body and the university authorities or the institutions, learning institution authorities to diffuse tension, to avert tension, and wherever there are tensions, there cannot be peace, and where there is no peace, there cannot be development. This is another way student leadership serve as a catalyst towards national development. Finally, students organization also serve as role models. I must say this, Doctor, I'm one of those directors who normally receive the university council, students council, during the summer vac, when they go around, I'm sensitizing students towards university education, the importance of university education. In one way, you are serving as a role model. In another way, you are enticing students to work hard so that they would also join the university and then participate in national development. The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education will continue to do its best to support all students in the UTG, particularly those of you in the Faculty of Education. So that's the message from the Permanent Secretary, and he asked me to convey that message. Thank you very much.
Lower your voice and jog. The road of heap hit your head to think in a blueprint of your strengths. Don't be strange, but be straight to stand on the valley of hope to the great man falling. You are not a scary Halloween, but a Holy Spirit from the Holy Book, a book full of stories to tell. So face the pain and teach it to bear the doom. The brotherhood is hailing your name. Now stand up to speak, feel it. Do not fake it, seize it. Do not break it, leave it. Do not hate it and live in the sweat to feel your bravery. Kon jambar, liggéeyal ngir am yàlla am sutura ñàkk yàlla ñàkk barke liggéeyal ngir rusloo torox tàng xippil say bët te jël say nopp wax tuuti def lu bari. Thank you. All right, hello everybody. I'm glad to be here, though I just came and it was a little plump, but I'll give you another piece. I am Gambia, the umbilical cord of the ozon's wound, a shepherd that saves sacks, but sacks eat me up after their comfort. Still, I bear those rashes on the flood of blood, a pretty young woman, colored with the evening stars, a kitchenette of the tongue's taste, a country stubble youths do not feel like to grow in. I am Gambia that dances in the melody of sadness and happiness. The Gambia that says, hi bro, mangi fine, santi yalla bu baax. But inside me, pains are eating my heart and tearing up my remaining fleshes. But do not worry. The flesh face covered with smiles on my rise are the treatments that weed, peel, and seal the wounds wooled under my clothes. I am Gambia that carry hundreds of children with my crippled feet to feed those children. But they never appreciate who the God I am. Still, I beat my chest to praise the way I raised them, but not value at all. I am that forgotten history whose memories cannot capture the captured muses that mess all my emissions. I am Gambia that pleases the kisses of the devil's cheek, but forgotten in the room of self-love, on what I truly love to live in. Waaye lii yépp taxul buur yàlla wàcc ñun ñooy soppi doxalin wecci xeli seddal xoli barki démb suñuy maam la woon démb suñuy baay la ndaxte ñun la wala bu subaa suñuy doom réew mi kenn du ko tàngal ni fuur nin suur lépp lu fi tuuru te ñaaxaat suñuy nguur réew mi nen ko jiw ndax bu meññee lépp siiw te yiw ñàkk xam taxul suñuy xeli mandi waaye nañu mandu te def lu jaadu Juwana, bright future generation for you.